Hey everyone, and welcome. Okay, so let's talk about the spring 2026 anime season. It is looking absolutely packed with huge sequels, the big blockbuster action stuff. But there's this one show that's kind of flying under the radar, and it's generating a ton of buzz. People are calling it a certified dark horse, and today we're going to figure out exactly why. Yep, we're diving into Kujima Sings and the House Warbles. All right, so the very first thing you need to know about this story is the mystery at its core. And that mystery, it's the main character. You see this tall, kind of lanky creature from Russia? That's Kujima. But what is Kujima? Is it a bird? A penguin? Something else? Seriously, that one question is what this whole wonderfully strange series is built around. And the official introduction just sets the stage perfectly. It says that what showed up wasn't a bird or a person, but this enigmatic creature called Kujima. So right away, you get it. Kujima is a total outsider, this complete unknown that just shows up and moves in. And listen, this is not a story about a cute pet. Nope. It's about living with something that is truly, fundamentally different. And the house Kujima shows up at, well, let's just say it desperately needs a shakeup. So yeah, let's talk about that home. Because before Kojima shows up, the Koda household is, well, it's not a happy place. At all. I mean, they look like a normal family from the outside, but underneath all that, there's this super thick tension. A huge unspoken problem that is everyone just walking on eggshells. So, who's living in this pressure cooker? First up, we've got the elder brother, Suguru. And honestly, he's pretty much the source of all the tension. See, he failed his university entrance exams. He's a Ronin. And now he's all withdrawn and neurotic. The whole family is just tiptoeing around him. Then there's the younger brother, Arata. He's the one who actually finds Kujima. You've got the mom, Miyoshi, who's a super busy working mom just trying to keep it all together. And the dad, Masaomi, who's a gentle guy but is often away on business. So yeah, they're a family that is just completely stuck in a rut. Okay, moving on. This really gets to the heart of the show's unique genre. I mean, at its core, it's a home comedy, right? But with a massive twist. Kojima's arrival is basically the catalyst, the wrench thrown into the gears of this stagnant family. The show gets described as both surreal and heartwarming, which is this amazing blend of just total weirdness and genuinely touching moments. And this right here, it perfectly captures that dual nature. Okay, so on the one hand, the surreal side, you've got this tall, bird-like creature. Get this, he's got a super short temper, curses in Russian when he gets mad, and he eats bugs without a second thought. But then, on the other hand, the heartwarming side, this same creature is the one who brings laughter back into the house. He experiences things like Japanese holidays with just pure, simple joy. And slowly, maybe without even meaning to, he helps this broken family start to put the pieces back together. And check out this quote from Hiroshi Nojima, who voices the father. I think this is so key. He talks about how it's this unbelievably gentle world where everyone accepts Kujima's existence in a short time. And that's a huge part of the show's charm. After the initial shock, everyone just kind of accepts Kujima. There's no big panic, no government agents showing up. The neighbors just see this weird bird thing and are like, okay, I guess that's a thing now. And it's that acceptance that really lets the gentle, healing part of the story shine. So now we're going to go a little deeper, because beyond all the comedy and surreal moments, there's a really fascinating way to understand Kujima's role, and it comes from Japanese folklore. This helps us see the truly universal story that's being told here, a story about renewal and about change. So the key concept here is marabito. What is that? Well, in Japanese folklore, a marabito is basically a divine visitor, a stranger from a faraway land who shows up, and their arrival totally disrupts the way things are. But, and this is the important part, through that disruption, they bring gifts, new ways of thinking, and they just breathe new life into the community. Sound a little familiar? Yeah, Kujima is a textbook marabito. So how exactly does this whole renewal thing happen? It's a process. First, you have the family's stagnation, they're just stuck. Then, boom, intervention. The Marabito, Kojima, arrives. And see, Kojima has no idea about the family's unspoken rules, like don't upset the older brother. He just barges in, does his thing, and forces everyone to interact. And this disruption, it ends up creating a brand new purpose for the family, taking care of Kojima. They finally have something to talk about again. And they're not talking about their problems, they're talking about Kojima. So this brings us to the big question, right? In a season that is so competitive, why is this quiet, thoughtful show being called the one to watch? Why is this the story that's got everyone so excited? Let's just take a look at the battlefield for a second. Spring 2026 is completely dominated by massive sequels. The big action and fantasy shows with huge built-in fan bases. And then you've got Kujima. It's not loud, it's not flashy. Instead of trying to appeal to everyone, it has what some people are calling high localized heat. What that means is there's this super passionate, really dedicated niche fan base that is just buzzing about it. And that kind of energy could easily make this thing a viral hit once it starts. It's the absolute perfect counterprogramming. But maybe the biggest reason for all the buzz is that its message feels so timely, so important right now. At its very core, this is a story about acceptance. It's about a world that doesn't push away the other, no matter how different or weird they seem. And I love this part. The family learns to live with Kujima not because of some big dramatic speech, but through something so simple and fundamental, just sharing meals together at the same table. So we'll leave you with this question to think about. In a world that can feel pretty divided sometimes, this story asks something really simple, without ever actually saying the words. If something totally foreign, something you just couldn't understand, showed up at your door, what would you do? Would you open it? It's a quiet story for sure, but man, it has such a powerful and resonant heart.